Ooh, I should have had some of that before music going on because it always take me a little while. Well, today I don't know if I get a. Where's my other device? Here's my other device. Hey, y'all. Happy Hump Day. Happy Hunch Day. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Y'all know I get the free StreamYard because I'm cheap. Hugo. Um, but hey, get these numbers up. I'm gonna talk about William today. Not bad though. I'm gonna behave today. Behave today. Perhaps. Let me get my other device. Oh, as my friend Bless Watkins used to call it, my gadgets. Let me get another gadget. Hey, Jerry Show. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well today. So I'm going to be talking to y'all as I am monitoring something else away from talking to y'all. I just dropped y'all. So bear with me. Bear with me. If it seems like I'm busy and my chair is squeaking and my desk is squeaking, because I'm multitasking. Hold on. So I hope everybody is doing well. I got that little clickbaitish title, prayers, thugs, and misunderstanding is somewhat of a click. I love clickbait titles. I love clickbait titles. But I am going to talk about prayers, thugs, and misunderstandings. That I am going to talk about that. So I hope everybody is doing well. So let me just get right into it. Let me get right into it. So what do I mean by prayers? This morning, Jives is over there praying again. And you know what I like about Jives praying? Oh, by the way, happy Veterans Day. I don't think I said that yesterday. Happy Veterans Day to all the vets. I know it's late, but happy late Veterans Day to all the vets. When I came live yesterday, I had forgot it was Veterans Day, which is crazy because my husband is a vet. So I put his picture up. I got his big head over there on my community wall from yesterday, saying Happy Veterans Day and Happy Veterans Day, honey. He retired from being a soldier in the army of the Lord. I mean, in the army, the U.S. Army, but he ain't retired. He's still a soldier for the army of the Lord. So he was in the army of the Lord in the U.S. Army. So shout out to all the veterans. All right, let me get on started. Let me go on here and take out my notes if I can see them and go on and start being doing my thing. So Jobs was praying this morning, and what I like about Jobs is that he prayed the word. And the reason why I thought about Veterans Day and my husband is because that's similar to how my husband prayed. He prayed the word. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Sugar. He prayed the word. He when he prayed, he give the word. He like, Lord, you said in your word that we can cast all our cares upon you because you care for us. Father, he prayed his word. He prayed his word back to him. He would put him in remembrance of his word. Not that God gonna forget his word, but I enjoyed the prayer this morning. I was like, honey, you about to get us stirred up. Stir it up. Because guess what? We don't praise God because we're good. We praise God because he's good. And those of us who ain't good, we need to praise God a little bit more, a little bit extra. So it's never a shameful thing for a man to pray. The Bible says man should always pray and not faint. So thank goodness for the prayers. And speaking of prayers, as I'm speaking of prayers, and then we're gonna move on from that. Keep Dad Hill in your prayers. That's Vincent Terrell Hill, Buddha. Keep his daddy in your prayers. He went live right before I hit my live or a video went up. I got a notification and it's giving an update on his dad. Y'all know his dad was in the hospital. And I think he's out. Hey Preston, hey Sugar. Come on, somebody. Come on here. But keep his dad in. I don't know whether he's out or in or what, but keep his daddy in your prayers. Seemed like I saw his mom about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. His mom and his dad, and they was talking about sisters a group. Hopefully I'm back. My sister's a group calling me. I get back with them. We got a little trip this weekend. It's gonna be my oldest sister. Happy Veterans Day to her too. She was in the Air Force. It's her birthday, and we're doing a little trip now. My sister's got a plan and plan and plan and over plan and plan some more and talk about the plans of the plans. It's simple. We're going up the road and we're gonna shop, have a weekend shopping in a spa and all of that. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. They got to talk about it and talk about it. But anyway, Luke 18, meant to always pray and not faint. That's the word. 18 and 1. That's the word. So I enjoyed that prayer this morning. It started me off real good. So kudos to Jives. Okay. Now I said I was gonna come back and do a video on William, and I didn't. 'Cause I'm gonna leave. Me and William, we ain't fight no more. He ain't saying that, I detest that woman. I can't stand her, and all of that. You know, sometimes when people ain't bothering you, you should leave them alone. And so I have many opinions about his his live show with the studio audience. I have many opinions about that, but I'm gonna keep them to myself. I wish William well. Now, this was not his first show like this. Y'all remember William did shows. When was that? When Williams had that studio. Okay, now I'm a gossip. Now I'm a gossip. Pray for me. Y'all know I can't stay straight. I be trying to stay right, but I can't stay right. I can't stay right. I can't. But y'all know William used to do those shows down at that studio, that little regular. Why I call it people? Leave the folks stuff alone. How would you like for somebody to call your stuff regular cruiser? At that studio in Atlanta. You remember he used to stand up there and the audios, used to be in the chat talking about the audio is bad. We can't see you. Oh Lord, now you don't went blank. And he used to wear the same suit every week. Y'all remember that? Yes, yes. When he had the show, exactly. I don't like this new StreamYard, y'all. I need to I put the wrong thing up. I wonder if I could change it now. Let me see if I could change it right now. I don't want it to look like that. I don't want it to look like that. Anyway. I'll do it tomorrow. I ain't gonna be on here long. Ugh, I don't like the way it looks. Anyway, yeah. So he tried this, the very thing that he did on Sunday night. He's tried that before. The studio had bad sound. You couldn't hardly see him. Um, and then rumor was that he owed the guy. That's what the rumor was. I don't know. Allegedly, they said that whoever owned the building, that William never paid him. And he told him, you can't come back around here and do no more of these podcasts live until you pay me my money. Have you seen that TikTok of William threatening those Bojangles employees? Oh my Lord. No, I got to go over there to TikTok and see that. William is a hoot. Some of his best work is through them drive-throughs. Some of his best work is through them darn drive-throughs. William is a hoot. He's funny as all get out. Uh, through those drive-throughs and in that wheelchair going through the airport. When William was in the wheelchair going through the airport, telling them to stop him by places to get him something to eat. Oh my God. Oh my God. That darn William is a hoot. He is funny. And I used to pick at William in that wheelchair going through the airport. And I was flying somewhere. I can't remember where I was going, but I had a layover. Sometimes when you take a flight out of Greensboro, hey T Danielle, hey Sugar. Sometimes when you take a flight out of Greensboro, and which I prefer taking a flight out of Greensboro because I don't have to drive to Charlotte or drive to Raleigh and park my car and pay for that. But you end up having a layover in Charlotte. I mean, I literally get on a plane. They go halfway up in the air because Charlotte is an hour, 15-minute drive. So by flight, it probably takes you 20 minutes. By the time you get up good, you're landing. But we had a layover in Charlotte. And I don't know whether y'all heard about the reputation of Charlotte Airport, or if y'all ever been through Charlotte Airport, but Charlotte Airport, those layovers in Charlotte is notorious for your you getting off at gate A, and your gate that you going to is C-17. C-17 is a 20-minute walk. Your flight is boarding right now, and it's due to take off in 10 minutes. That look up Charlotte Douglas on TikTok and Instagram, and you will see people doing videos about them running through the airport at Charlotte Douglas. That's how it is. So they told me, so one of those situations where flight was already boarded and they were gonna leave, they were gonna shut the doors. And y'all know when a flight shut the doors, they can't open them doors back up unless it's an emergency or something like that. They were gonna shut the doors in 10 minutes, but it was a 15-minute walk for me. So they put me in a wheelchair, and they were like, the fastest way we can get you there is a wheelchair. I said, you must be pretty strong because I'm a thick girl. Mama's a thick girl, baby. All these hips and thighs save lives. But they put me in that little wheelchair and pushed me through there, and they got me over there. And I felt like William. I said, "Ooh, I hope William don't see me up in this wheelchair." I was so ashamed. But that said, that was the quickest way for me to get over there, was to be them to push me. You know. Anyway. So I'm gonna leave William alone. I'm gonna leave William alone in his little show. But I just feel like, you know, my title of my show was gonna be called Kept Hostage, Held Hostage. I think that if your guest didn't show up, maybe you should have postponed, or maybe you should have said, okay, I'm gonna use my audience and I'm gonna have me a round table, do me some type of round table something. But what he did coming on screen, he had Bishop Jordan on screen. We were looking at him sitting at the table, and then him again on TV with Bishop Jordan beside him on screen. He could have did that in his hotel room. He could, whatever money they paid for that conference room, he could have saved that little money, and he could have did that in his hotel room. So I hope he paid for that by somebody he know that works down at the hotel, and just say, I'm gonna let you on in there, because that was just, for me, was just, I don't know, unnecessary. Moving right along. But shout out to William. I do, even though I pick at William. Um, my channel actually started as a hobby, picking at, just to talk back to William, or to talk about William and Andrew, and so it really did. I really didn't look for it to do what it did prior to me leaving and coming back. Prior to this, um, what I mean by that is that this is how I ended up in YouTube, because I heard Thais saying that I was half in beef sector, half in the church sector. I'm no longer beef sector. I don't engage with the beef sector anymore. What you say, St. James? He should have known none of those Kojic folks were going to show up. They said that Andrea, I thought Leandria was supposed to come. Anyway, he should, you know what? He should have called my boy Carlos, Bishop Carlos Townsend in. He should call my boy Otis Battles in. Call Otis. Him and Otis is our friend. Get Otis to come down there and talk about his food truck. And hold on, y'all. My phone ringing. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. I told y'all I was monitoring something and my phone rang. So, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, he could have, interview Otis. People act like it's got to be a big name, big name, big name. But anyway, I don't know. But yeah, and you're right. He should have. He said, "I don't want to. I don't want to hear about no food truck cruiser." Him and Otis would have made a good show. Would have been funny. Would have been messy and funny and funny. Otis could have went on and talked about his singing career. And I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I don't know. I said I was going to talk about William. Look at me talking about William. He could have just went on in his hotel room and just do what William do on Sunday night, and let us all sit up there and laugh at his jokes, and him, and gone, and him and Aura arguing about her sister. I just didn't understand why we in a conference room looking at him sitting down at a desk, and then looking at a TV and can see the TV. Like, we don't, that TV there. I mean, it was just so raggedy. It was so raggedy. It was so raggedy. Anyway, who am I to say something raggedy? The way I do stuff around here. Moving right along. I said I wasn't gonna talk about it. I did talk about it the way I said I was gonna talk about it, though. And really, I was just trying to give Otis a plug, because he's doing some new stuff and got some new stuff going on. I think he's gonna start doing trips to Africa, like as a group traveling. Y'all know I love some group traveling. And I'm trying to give Carlos Townsend a plug. Y'all know I like to start new people and bring new people for us to look at around here. Okay, moving along. Thais and Sean talks. Thais and Sean talks. So I think there might be some reconciliation there. I think there's opportunity and chance for opportunity there. Sean talks, put out an olive branch. It looks like Thais have accepted the olive branch, and I think that he says she's welcome to drop down into his chat. And he basically, in so many words, told the Thai squad to be nice. Y'all be nice. he's in so many words, y'all can, let her drop on down here and, you know. And so, yeah, so hopefully that situation is, resolved, why can't we be friends? But he was talking about the Thai squad and he was saying, people say the Thai squad is so rough. And I do believe that people are protective over their favorite content creator or the place that they hang out. I think that people do kind of get protective over that. Hey, CEO, little boss. And people kind of do that in churches too. I remember when we would move, we would get a PCS orders and move somewhere else, and it's time to look for another church again. And some of the churches we would go to, the members wouldn't be too nice. It was like, y'all don't want y'all church to grow. It's like 55 members in here. Y'all don't want y'all church to, y'all want to stay at 55 members. Y'all don't want y'all church to grow because the pastor's being nice, the first lady's being nice, and the members watching you like, we ain't taking no new members, no new friends. We don't want you around here. It's like, look, listen, you don't want this. You ain't, you support this. You want to be the only one to support this. And sometimes that happens with, I was saying this. Ty was saying that I was in between the beef sector and the church sector. I'm not. I don't engage with the beef sector anymore. I no longer engage with the beef sector. I have pulled myself away from that sector. I hung around the beef sector first, way back 2016. And then the issue that I was kind of dealing with kind of stopped. And I came over to the church sector around 2018, I would say, let's just say 2018. And I stayed around the church sector and really didn't mess with the beef sector. And then it was a time when I was doing both during the pandemic. I was doing both. And then I kind of left the church sector and started doing the beef sector because I started beefing with Jay Wilson over that darn cruise. And then but now so that's kind of my history. But anyway, that's my history with that. And I'm not really back with the church sector. I'm not, for me, it's going to be neither one. I don't really have a desire to do neither one. I'm doing it. But what I really want to do, what's really in my heart, is to do travel stuff. I just know I can't do it right now because I don't want to take away from what I'm still obligated to, which is my current 9 to 5. But when retirement comes, no, God is coming. If the Lord says the same, it's coming. Then I will switch over to that, and that's what my channel is going to become. So I don't want to get locked into this right here. But anyway, but I was talking about churches and how sometimes you go there and their members are not friendly, and you wonder about it. You're like, are you don't want the church to grow? I mean, why are you not so friendly? And sometimes I think people are protective over their pastor. Maybe some things happened before with some other folks coming around, and the folks didn't have no good intention, and they came, it made a mess, and maybe the members are saying, look, we've been here, we've been loyal, we're trying to protect this. And I think that happened in chat sometimes. So people can be really protective over content creators, and they can come off a little thuggish, because I have called the Thai squad, I've called them thug bougie. I've called them thug. I said, them thug bougie people. Oh, thug bougie. But y'all know I talk about everybody. Everybody get picked. Is that Tracy? Ooh, that's my Tracy. Oh, look. Oh, if y'all heard me and Tracy, I met Tracy in person. And me and Tracy, we've had bumpy history. But we became like, here's the fun. I'm glad Tracy came in, because that helps me out with this. Sometimes you can have bumpy history with people, but deep down, you like them. You like them deep down. And that was kind of my thing with Tracy. Me and Tracy had some bumpy history. And but deep down, I kind of liked her. I remember she was in a situation one time, and I gave my friend some money. I said, you send this to her, but you better not tell her this came from me, because we had some bumpy history. So when I saw her at the cruise port, I fanned out, y'all. I looked across the street. I said, is that Tracy? Because this was years of us, like I said, I came to the B sector 2016. And this was years of, it started out bumpy. We arguing, and bop, bop, bop. And then it was like, cool. We were cool. So you're talking about from 2016 to, I think, 2023. And I mean, Child, I was fanning out. I saw Tracy. I lost my mind on that. I said, that's Tracy. Tracy was trying not to miss her cruise too. Like, this girl hugging me. I'm trying not to miss my cruise. Thank you for coming in, Tracy. It's good to see you. But again, sometimes you can be beefing against people, and it ain't really that serious. It's not really that serious. And deep down inside, you've watched these people so long. You enjoy these people. I used to enjoy Tracy down at the Subway, watching her when she used to in between her shifts, and she would go to Subway to eat. You know, and I used to enjoy her. I used to enjoy when Tracy used to, ain't nobody can drag like Tracy. Tracy get a hold of you, baby, you know, and, and she got them hands. And she got them hands. She got them hands. But anyway, so yeah, so a lot of times it's not that serious, y'all. It's not that serious. So it was good to hear, Ty and Sean able to resolve whatever that was. It was good to hear, Sean say, look, I like you. I watch you. I know there was a misunderstanding, but I like you and I would like to drop down and say something to you. And then, Ty, he said what he had to say today, but at the end of his live, he made it clear, honey, you can drop down. That gave my heart. I said, look at these sugars. Look at my sugars. Look at my sugars. Okay, what else is on here? Let me see. We got prayer. We got, I picked on the Thai squad a little bit, called them thugs. And I don't think they thugs. Again, let me tell you something. Another reason why I'm glad, Tracy, people are, like I said, they are protective over their content creator. Honey, you better not go around the Tracy's chat. Them Tracy pieces, they got the cutest name, but them Tracy pieces will tear you apart. Drop down her chat with some craziness. Those pieces will tear you apart. Period. But so people are protective over. I told y'all I was scared for the longest to drop down and really be TV chat. I ain't want to drop down in there because I said really be TV. The tribe will get you. Come down there, they just as friendly and sweet as they can be. But you go left down there and really be. The tribe will tear you up. Okay, what else is on my list? I got to go, y'all. Let me see. So I talked about that, talked about Daddy Hill, and we talked about the Thug Bougie. Okay, what is Jordan planning to do, y'all? One thing that Ty was talking about, it made me curious. Now I'm curious. What is Bishop Jordan's plan? And I know we got to wait on it. But Bishop, the way Ty was talking about it made me think about Sean Bradley in the show. And I know I talk about the B sector as a point of reference all the time, but that's my point of reference. But over in the B sector, Sean Bradley got some content creators together and they went to, I think, first Atlanta, and then they went to Orlando, and then they went somewhere else. And it was content creators that didn't get along. There was Tim Blaine, and y'all know Tim Blaine over on this side. Y'all know him well. It was Tim Blaine, Jay Wilson, and Tim Blaine jumped at Jay Wilson like they were gonna fight. It was D Ramsey and Nicole, and it was a bunch of Five Babe and all of them. A bunch of content creators who were beefing with each other on screen, and he brought them together in one place, in one house, with cameras. I don't think Jordan's going to do that. The way Thais described it today, it made me think about that, but I don't think that's Jordan's intentions. But I'm looking forward to see what it is that Jordan's going to do. But I will say this about what so far I've seen Jordan do. Bishop Jordan have brought the idea to us church content creators, us church YouTubers, to think of vlogging in a more peaceful way. And to see Jobs over there, you can see Jobs trying to do it. You can see William, to the best. William gonna do it to the best way he know how. I just, and see, to me, St. James already knows how to walk in peace. He already know how to, come on his show and and not do that. So it's going to be interesting to see who's a part of this group with Bishop Bernard Jordan, and how the vloggers interact with each other. What's going to become of it? I'm very interested in seeing it. I'm very interested in seeing it. What the take is going to be. If it's going to be, I'm assuming it's going to be broadcast, or when maybe we'll know some of it. So I'm interested in seeing it. And look, let me say this, because there's a lot of talk about money and, Ty mentioned this, and I want to say this concerning money. I come from the area of YouTube where flow. Money flows. Them jokers can get together a contest and collect all types of money for this contest and give out money. Money flows. Okay. But I'm also from, and I'm not saying it's wrong to take money. I'm not saying it's wrong to get money. Get your money. I'm just saying I come from, my parents were, don't you go in that house and ask for nothing. And if they offer you anything, you say no, thank you. That's where I came from. We're going over such and such house. Don't you go in there asking for nothing. We done fed you before you left and gave you everything you needed before you left home. And then when you get back, you're going to have everything you want and everything you need. So don't you go in there asking for nothing. And if they offer you something, you say no, thank you. That's the way I was raised. So it's kind of hard for me to ask. And I say, well, let me just get it up off Google, because Google got millions. Google got millions. Google got more money than St. James. So do I want to tap into St. James money or tap into Google money? I'm gonna tap into Google money. So some people, it ain't really their thing. They ain't trying to, unless when I do my travel, a lot of those travel bloggers don't even go live. They don't have their Cash app up. They make their money off coming on, giving travel advice, giving travel news, and they don't even go live. My phone ringing. Okay. So they don't even go live. So most of their money just comes from Google. And those people, Jazzy and Rich, Stanley and I think her name Toya. I apologize if I'm saying it wrong. Mr. and Mrs. Travel, they get their money from Google. They have a lot of subscribers. They have, lots and lots of views, 100,000. Hey, official King Jobs, you were praying up something this morning. Yes, you was. You were praying his word. You were staring it up. But they get their money. These travel bloggers, they get their money off. They put up videos. They every now and then go live, but not a whole lot. I mean, they may go live once a month, if that, if that. But they get their money. They upload the videos. They talk about travel and updates and news and advice, and they make good money off of it. Really good money off of it. They don't have to ask their viewers, and I'm not saying it's wrong to ask your viewers for something. I'm just saying that every content creator is not going to do it. I'm not saying it's right to do. I'm not saying it's wrong to do. I'm just saying every content creator is not going to do it. So I don't determine people's how well they're doing, their success off, how much money they can get. Um, I just don't, because you know I did this thing one time to kind of see, I did this thing, send me, I'll go, and I said I'm going to Vegas with these people. Send me, I'll go. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. That's my children keep calling me. My children, my grown children. But uh, what was I saying? Yeah. So I forgot what I was saying. I was saying about money, and everybody's like, you can't judge people's success on folks get. Oh, I was doing this thing where I send me, I go. The beef sector was going to Vegas, and a few people said, Cruiser, you ought to go out there and do like you did on the cruise port when they did the cruise and blah blah blah. I said, well, send me, I'll go. Send me. I just, I had just came off a lot of trips, and I was like, I can't spend all my little money on, send me, I'll go. And folks started sending me money. Start sending me money, and I had to send all that money back because I didn't go. So I had to send all them people their money back. I had to send all. I sent them all. I ain't asked if you want. It wasn't no if you want your money back. We asking nobody if you doing something and they people sending you money because you doing something. Don't ask folks if they want their money back. Send them their money back. So I just went through and I started my Cash App and I started sending them their money back. You can get money. People, if people like you and you're a content creator, you can raise some money. Black folks been raising money for everything all their lives. We raising money for rent. We raising money for this. We raising money for that. We can raise some money, but it just depends on what it is that you want to do. See, the other content creators have our audience, and some of them have backing. Oh, the other creators don't have our audience, and some of them have the backing. They are able to travel and make that content, and I like that too. Yes, I mean they I enjoy seeing it, and that's where I'm going. I just can't do it right now because I got a 9 to 5. But some of them they started out just doing a little bit, and then some of them they started doing it for a living. Not Mr. Traveler, when they started out, him and his wife just used to just be going on cruises, and then they started doing other type travel, and then they started talking about it, and they started giving advice about it, and the next thing you know, I think that's Mr. Well, actually, no, it's both of them. It's Mr. Traveler. He kind of stay towards the traveling part, and then his wife, she comes on with him sometimes because she do travel with him, but she have a beauty channel. So I think they both kind of left their job, and they're both, hey, Melissa Scott, thank you for coming in, and they're both content creators. And again, they rarely ever go live. They do uploads, and they are able to sustain themselves and make a very good living. I mean, they have big numbers. These people that I'm talking about. So, it just depends on how you want to do it. I'm doing some content in Chicago this weekend. Are you going to see old girl? Are you going to see old girl while you in, I'm messy. You going to see old girl while you in Chicago? She over there counseling everybody, I heard. And let me say this. For people who, I understand supporting your content creator, being very supportive of your content creator. I get that, and we should, and it's because, like I said, it's a community. It's where you go to chill. You see people, your virtual friends, because really ain't no friends on YouTube. Okay, I'm saying that to be shady. Your virtual friends, you go to see your virtual buddies and stuff like that. So, it's kind of your place to chill. Lady Nika, she called it the den, and I think that was clever. Like, you come in and sit in, she'll say, hit my like button, that's ringing her doorbell. I thought that concept is clever, because it does give the atmosphere or the feeling that you're sitting with your friends, chilling with your friends, but it's virtual, right? So you're protective of that space. But you have to be careful, because let me tell y'all what happened in another sector. I ain't gonna say no names. Let me tell you what happened in another sector. There was a community of people who did that. I mean, there was a strong community of people. Melissa's gonna know what I'm talking about. St. James gonna know what I'm talking about. There's a few people in here. If Tracy's still in here, she gonna know who I'm talking about. They were a strong community of people. I mean, they had Zooms and they had what they used to call themselves, something Team 10 or something 10 or something 10, where you mess with their content creator, they would get you. They were strong. That content creator lost her channel, and she left for a little while. Then it was a month. Then it was 2 months. Then it was 3 months. And these people really didn't really mess with nobody else. They just kind of went to her chat. Now it's 4 months. Now it's 5 months. Then when she came back, she wasn't really doing what they went to her chat for. She had switched to something else. 6 months, 7 months. So now these people, they visiting other channels. They over here, they over there, they over here. So when she got back to the content that she was doing, now she pissed off. You over there with the ops? I left for a little while. She was like, Jesus, I couldn't go pray for a minute. No, she ain't like Jesus. I just thought of that example. I couldn't even go and pray for a minute. Y'all done scattered all about. What's my point here? You stick yourself in one place. You stick yourself in one place. People come online for entertainment. They come online to pass some time. They come online for socialization, and you're gone now. They supposed to just sit back around till you get back. Like, don't put your don't put yourself in the place where you're obligated. I can't be obligated. That's why you're gonna see me around there in Thais. You're gonna see me in St. James. You're gonna see me Juice Radio. Juice Radio and Thais, y'all have a little bit of beef. Her attorney watching you? What? I'm so messy. Anyway, I'll be over there with the Juice. I'll be over there with Judge T. I'll be over there with Drives. I'm going everywhere and anywhere I can. I ain't with none of y'all. What I used to say over there in the beef section, Melissa, I like all of y'all and don't like none of y'all at the same time. I ain't loyal to a mother. Loyal to nobody. That's my husband. I'm just teasing. Hey, that was a joke. That was a joke. I ain't gonna be settled down with one person. Then when you leave, I got to be all up in bushes getting troll pages and stuff so I can move about. Shoot. I don't even go to churches that tell you can't visit other churches. I ain't going. I'm not coming around there. I got to be only for you. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. It's like, what? That's crazy. That's crazy work right there. Anyway, so those are my opinions. Y'all know I'm strong. I'm very opinionated, honey. That's just what it is. I keep saying I'm messy, but really, I don't know whether I'm messy. I'm strong, opinionated, or both. It is what it is. It is what it is. Y'all watch. Trying to keep people in one place. Anyway. Any old hoes way, as my buddy Duchess Kelly Love say. Let me get on out of here. I know I talk about where I came from, but it just makes good examples sometimes. So thank y'all for putting up with me. Now, I got to go see about these children that keep calling me. Ooh, is grown children just as hard as young children, y'all? Sometimes to me they are. Them grown children, bitches. That's why I be going on these trips. Anyway, I love my children, though. I wouldn't have to do nothing different. Y'all remember to live in peace on purpose. And remember all is well. Oh, God, Thais put such a beautiful, beautiful thing up yesterday. I loved it. The post that he put on his wall, I absolutely loved it. I loved it. About all is well. Y'all go check that out. I shared it on my wall. But all is well. No matter what you're going through, what it looks like, honey, all is well. It's going to be all right. Everybody's going to be all right. And just continue to tell your mind that, tell your heart that until it manifests in your life. And remember to live in peace on purpose. Thank y'all for coming in. Share me out. Tell them Cruz over there being messy.